Good evening, folks. It's Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project and Magnetic Reversal News, bringing you a magnetic excursion update Thursday, January 23rd, around 9:30 p.m. Mountain Time 2025. Seismologists are warning about a possible major earthquake in the Middle East by February 2025. Kilauea also putting on a spectacular show for the fifth phase of the eruption, and record cold is in battling the southeast U.S., and we now have 9 fires in Southern California. Keep calm. It's boom time. Let's talk about the California wildfires map. Now 9 fires currently occurring in Southern California. The good news, there are thousands of firefighters working on the scene. And one of the biggest fires that blew up today was the Laguna fire. 50 acres burned. It started today. There are evacuation warnings, and hopefully they've got this under control. We've also got tons of other new fires. The good news, 2 fires started today, including the Sepulveda fire is now completely contained. The Clay fire also completely contained. But we've got new startups. The Gibble fire towards the border with Mexico is now burning, 15 acres burned. The Gilman fire also with evacuation orders, 2 acres burned. I'm sure that has grown quite substantially. And there is no containment whatsoever. We also have the Border 2 fire, which is on the border, and that has 3 acres burned, also started today. So our prayers and thoughts go out to all those, especially those in the region of the Hughes fire, which started yesterday. We did have a live stream up for that yesterday. Now 10,396 acres burned. They do have 36% containment on that. It has not jumped the lake, and almost all of the homes have been saved. Great job for all of those firefighters in Southern California. Now, much of the U.S. South is coated in ice after a historic winter storm. The temperatures not getting above freezing anytime soon, and southern cities are getting creative to clear the leftover snow and ice after a rare winter storm named Enzo pummeled the region with record-breaking snow in Florida, doubling the all-time snow totals ever recorded in the state in modern history. Take a look at this in Newton County, Georgia. A homeowner here using a flamethrower to clear his driveway. And record-breaking cold highs and bitter cold wind chills into the weekend all the way through Sunday. But a warm-up is on the horizon for the southeast beginning early in the week. Here are the current temperatures, and this will be the cold temperatures for tonight. It's going to be freezing for most of the Panhandle and all of Louisiana with dangerously cold temperatures. Let's move this through tomorrow, and tomorrow night, it will be the coldest night of the year for southern Florida, with temperatures as far south as Naples in the 40s and a freeze warning extending quite south there. We do have frost and freeze warnings up tonight, but the good news is that as we head on through the weekend, here is Saturday night. Saturday night will be the big winter chicken dinner. Look at these temps, 40 degrees down in Naples there and Fort Myers. Absolutely frigid. It will be an iguana apocalypse indeed, but the temperatures begin to moderate early in the week, which is good news. But winter, friends, is not over. Look at this polar vortex plume here for the end of January, entering into February. And here is the full forecast. Snow showers and squalls from the northern plains, Rockies into the Great Lakes. Fire weather concerns for Southern California with potential storm for Alaska. A clipper system will track across the northern tier of the country through Friday. Snow showers, a few squalls are expected for the northern plains and the Rockies with lake effect snow downwind of the Great Lakes. Dry conditions and gusty winds continue for Southern California, unfortunately, with trends of some wet weather arriving this weekend. An atmospheric river event will impact Alaska with heavy precipitation in the form of snow. Ho, ho, ho! And Al Gore is nowhere to be found. The good news is that according to the total precipitated moisture, let's take a look at this. As we move through on the models, take a look at this. By Sunday, we are going to be putting out the fires in Southern California. And by the time we hit Tuesday, all of those fires will be out. This is going to be some of the first precipitation in many of these regions for almost a year. And the models are all lining up that there will be precipitation in Southern California beginning Sunday and extending all the way through Tuesday, which will be the lose day for all of those fires. Thank you, God. A quick look at the total snowfall, and we'll get a good look at what's happening over the next few days. Here is Thursday through Friday and into the beginning of the weekend. We're going to have some moderate snow in the northeast, lake effect mostly. We can see a big plume there up near Buffalo. And we'll have moderate snow in the northern Rockies. Through the weekend, Saturday, Sunday, and into Monday, we're going to be seeing some significant snow in the west for the first time in a long time, including high elevation snow in the Sierras, especially the South Sierras and Southern Cali. Let's move it through Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday of next week, and the weekend. We've got something developing in the south here, maybe New Mexico, Oklahoma, the Panhandle picking up on some big numbers, but we will have to wait and see as the models are all over the place. But one thing we know is winter is not over, and we've got a few months to go. Ho, ho, ho. Shut up, Al. Get in your hole. Al Gore is not happy with a map that looks like this. If you guys were unaware, a major storm that just came off the U.S. is now racing its way towards Europe, including the UK, Scotland, and Ireland. Storm Eowyn jet stream has caused a BA flight to hit subsonic speeds of 814 miles per hour. We're talking a British Airways commercial flight flying 814 miles per hour. This flight approached subsonic speeds while traveling from Las Vegas to London in record time. An unusually strong jet stream over the Atlantic bringing storm Eowyn to the UK and Ireland is so powerful, it pushed the flight traveling to London to near record speeds, according to data. According to Flight Radar, the British Airways flight BA274 from Las Vegas to Heathrow reached a ground speed of 814 miles per hour. This puts it just 21 miles per hour slower than the subsonic record speed of 835 miles per hour. Holy macaroni. The Boeing 747 capitalized on the tailwind, which reduced the flight time by an hour. Now, if you were traveling in the opposite direction, it would have taken forever. As holidaymakers are issuing warnings over delayed and canceled flights during this storm, which, by the way, will reach hurricane force winds as it is right now, 104 miles per hour off the coast of Ireland, and on the mainland, not much different. 100 mile per hour winds and 80 mile per hour winds gusting everywhere. And this is approaching the UK. Hey. Areas in the UK now gusting to over 60 miles per hour, 70 here, 77 mile per hour gusts on the coast. And this is just the beginning of the storm. Here you can see the center of circulation. The storm is acting as if it is potentially a Cat 3 hurricane. So we're going to keep a close eye on this. Look at the storms gusting off Ireland at well over 100 miles per hour currently. So this is a storm that's developing. It will pummel the region over the next 24 hours. Hours of powers. Here is that storm currently at 941 millibars. We'll dump down into the 930s here in just 3 hours. By 6 hours, it will be right over top of the UK and moving up towards Scandinavia and the Arctic as it breaks down. It's going to bring heavy snow to Norway as well as the UK. Hey, let's take a look at the total snowfall. Also be kicking off here will be some record snow for the Alps, rapidly developing here through the end of the month. Maybe 100 inches or more in some areas. That's several meters. And big snow for Scotland, Ireland, and Norway. Seismic update. No quakes of note. Interesting rumbler in Kansas there, probably frac related. Huge amount of activity on the west coast of the U.S. Take a look at that. And overall, just a slight uptick in seismic activity worldwide, including a 5.1 at blot echo depths, 126 kilometers here in India. So, buckle up, Buttercup. Things are getting spicy. In fact, Kilauea put on a spectacular show for the 5th time during this phase of the eruption, which has now been going on for just about a month. It began 2 days before Christmas on December 23rd, and now January 23rd, the 5th phase of the eruption has commenced. Let's take a look at the rest of the worldwide volcanoes erupting today. We've got Sangay volcano, the first on the list, 20,000 foot blast there. Nevado de Ruiz to 24,000 feet. Santaguito to 14. Purace, we've been warning about this volcano, a 17,000 foot blast happening today. Kilauea volcano entering the 5th effusive period as we reported on. Liwatobi puffing to 6,000. Semadu, who knew, now you do, on the list. Merapi also puffing today. Popo to 21,000 feet. Canleon to 9,000. Santaguito to 14. Ibu puffing and passing. Sakurajima, 8,000 foot blast today. Nevado de Ruiz, volcanic ash has dissipated. Merapi, volcanic eruption has been reported, no flight levels. Sangay to 21,000 feet. Liwatobi to 6,000. Porache, 7,000 foot blast. Popo to 23. Semadu, 15,000 foot flight level there. Sakurajima, 8,000 foot flight level there. And we've got Santaguito, volcanic ash dispersed. Reventador, 16,000 foot puff. Ibu, puffing and passing. Canleon to 9,000 foot. Liwatobi to 6,000 foot. Liwatobi to 7,000 foot. Again and again. Semadu, who knew, now you do. Flight level 15,000 reported. Sangay to 21,000 foot. Wrapping up worldwide volcano news. Quite spicy for the day. Speaking of spicy, Iceland is looking a little spicy as we've got that 1,000-year-old erupting volcano. Hasn't erupted for 1,000 years. Still puffing and passing. No, not really puffing, but there is seismic activity keeping it jiggy. Let's take a look at Snæfellsnes, which is the region in question, and we will see that, there is seismic activity continuing to happen in that region, as well as the Reykjanes Peninsula, the Vatnajökull Glacier, and many other regions in Iceland. Space weather has gone quite quiet for the last 24 hours. Very little activity, all in the sea range. As the sunspots turn away from Earth and away from our view, the far side here of the sun completely blank. We are waiting for something to turn into range. Look at center disk here to the left. Nothing. Very indicative of a solar cycle that is coming to a close. Grand solar minimum much? Bad news. Seismologists, a Dutch seismologist named Frank Hugebeets is warning about a possible major earthquake in the Middle East by February 2025. We don't have much time, folks. Just a week left in this month, and Dutch seismologist Frank Hugebeets is warning about a potential upcoming earthquake in the Middle East reaching a magnitude of 7.8 or higher. Frank Hugebeets, and let's blow this down so you can read along with us. Yes. He is a Dutch seismologist known for his previous prediction of an earthquake in Turkey. He warned of a potential major earthquake in the Middle East. Now, a planetary alignment involving Mercury, Earth, Mars, and other planets on February 24th could result in seismic activity with the possibility of an earthquake reaching magnitude 7.8 or higher, according to Hogebeats. It's not unthinkable that it could happen in the coming time frame. I'm not saying that it will happen, but there is a potential, and these atmospheric anomalies are pretty close. Hogebeats stressed on an increased risk in regions such as eastern Turkey and Iran, where earthquakes of 6 in magnitude are possible and often quite deadly. So we'll keep a close eye on that date, February 24th, and cross our fingers in the meantime. Who were the devil humans who walked on volcanic debris 350,000 years ago? Well, no one knows, but we now know how big they were. Here are the footprints in question. 1/3 of a million years old. Yeah, around 350,000 years ago, a now extinct volcano in southern Italy violently erupted, spewing ash into the atmosphere and filling a nearby valley with molten pyroclastic material. As the hellish discharge cooled, a mysterious group of ancient humans went for a stroll along the newly formed volcanic terrain, leaving behind a trail of footprints in the soft rock. Dubbing these prehistoric prints Devil's Trails, a team of researchers has now analyzed the tracks to learn more about the hominids who made them. Pretty interesting. In fact, the Devil's Trails were made by individuals with an average weight of 132 pounds and a height of 5'3". Sounds like a bunch of chicks walking along the volcano. More climate fear-mongering. Coral bleaching on the Great Barrier Reef reaches catastrophic levels, according to Oceanographic. And a new study that has been revealed that a catastrophic level of coral bleaching on the protected southern Great Barrier Reef in early 2024 is highlighting the need for immediate climate action. That means taxing you for all the cow farts you produce. Wait a minute, you're not a cow. Okay, you're SUV. Anyway, the reality is it's actually time to celebrate again. 2024 was the highest record coral cover ever recorded on the Great Barrier Reef. So what they're talking about here is complete bullshit. Yes. The Great Barrier Reef as a whole is at record high levels in 2024. There is no statistically significant difference between 2024 and 2023 either. For the last 3 years, the Great Barrier Reef has had more coral than any other time in the previous 35 years. Those are the facts. This is the propaganda. Guys, we partnered with a new company, Opus, and they're up and coming in the power station and backup battery platforms here. And happening now through February 11th, a huge sale. You can support your preparedness and the channel as well by buying any of these units you may need. They're so diversifiable, you can in fact even stack them and charge your entire home. Yeah, they link together. Home backup power has never become easier and more affordable. We're talking up to 50% off on some of the units, including the newest unit, the 1200. But you can get units that can power your entire house overnight until the sun comes up again, time and time again, like the Titan 3 Portable. $440 off until February 11th, $1,759, 3,072 watt-hour capacity with a 3,600 watt output. This means you could plug anything in here. You could do dishwashing, plug in your laundry machine, your refrigerator. You can even run power tools off of something this size. And when the sun comes up in the morning, in just less than an hour, it recharges itself. I must be making this up, right? Let's take a look at the Mega 3 portable power station, which is just $1,500. There it is. Maximum output 3,600 watts. You could literally run welders off of this baby and recharge it in no time. There are videos, there are reviews. I mean, the possibilities are endless with a system like this. Ultimate flexibility for the whole home backup for just $1,500, 5.12 kilowatt hours. Holy macaroni. Consider the possibilities. You could run an entire company with these units. Here is an expandable capacity up to 15.36 kilowatt hours. Support your preparedness. Consider backup battery from Opus. And that's a boom to knowledge. We love each and every one of you. Hit the thumbs up. It's free. Helps with the algorithm. The most important thing you could do is hit the subscribe button. That helps our channel grow and puts us in a better place in the algorithm. We love each and every one of you. Be safe. And that is a boom.